What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Scythe and Tigrant doing another one of these Scythe talk things. I figured it's been a long enough time since I actually sat down and had one of these mental connections with all of you, trying to kind of clue in some of my more hardcore fans and friends about what's been going on with me lately, personal life as well as future series and stuff. Now, first of all, I do gotta talk about this. I shaved my head. I'm still getting used to it. I've never actually shaved my head this short before, but the weather got extremely nice here, and I thought, hey, you know what? Why not just try it? And I gotta say, just personally here, and I'm looking at the video feed right here, but it looks pretty good. You know, it's taking me a little while to get used to it, but it looks pretty good. I might let it grow back out a little bit more just so that there's a little more than just nothing here. But I'm going to actually put this toque back on because one thing, I've never had my hair short like that before, and I actually, my head gets very cold. So that's personally what's happened as far as my looks go and everything like that. So, I'm going to be working on a couple more things. But anyway, I got a little bit of a text document here just to kind of clue everybody in on everything. I don't want this to be another one of those 50-minute videos of mine or anything. I'm also trying a different way of recording this, where I'm actually recording the webcam through Bandicam. So I'm hoping that this is going to turn out that I don't have to edit that much. Because normally when I record through my webcam software, the mic gets all really high pingy and stuff, and it's really weird and low quality. But yeah, and then Bandicam's just weird and stuff. Now, anyway, first, I have to say, straight up, just because I haven't been able to. I mean, I say it in my videos all the time, but I just want to say, because I can never stress enough how much I just want to say thank you to everybody for all of your continued support. Straight up, I love you guys and girls. You're all just amazing people. I've got nothing but positive things to say about all of you, just as it seems like the majority of people have nothing but positive things to say about, me and my channel. And recently, I've been doing a lot more recording with my brother, and those series seem to be taking off and stuff. Speaking of which, I don't know if there's going to be that many. I keep getting distracted. It's like I need a blanket over my monitor here. Also, check out the background. I don't know why it took me that long, I don't know why it took me so long to realize that I should have a light background rather than all the dark backgrounds that I always have, especially because I do a lot of my recording at night. So, yeah. I just want to say thanks, straight up. Everyone's continued support for me as I kind of paved the way for myself anyway to actually have a YouTube career. I'm not professional yet. I'm not making a living by YouTube or anything like that. Not for a while. I think it'll still take a little while before that actually happens. But it's getting there, to the point where I'm actually extremely excited to say this. And I just want to say thanks again, everybody. I got today. We actually went down to Walmart. I hope YouTube doesn't copyright flag me for saying Walmart, because it's a brand, right? But we ended up getting a Wii U. So that, YouTube has paid for that, So I want to say thanks to all of you for making that possible, So I will get into why the Wii U over the other consoles, but I mean, straight up, I just want to say that that's awesome. And, I know that if there's any Mario fans watching this, get excited, because we actually got quite a few plans. A lot of people have been requesting that we do the new Mario 3D World, I think it's called, or something like that. I don't know, but it looked pretty damn sick, man, as far as the game is concerned. Not to mention we'll end up doing the new side-scrolling Wii U or whatever, which looked pretty cool. And also, that means as far as, took a while to set that console up. Good God, Nintendo's got to get off their ass. Seriously, it took an hour to download all the upgrades and set up the stupid controller iTouch thing and everything. It's just crazy. I really like the console, and I actually kind of dig the touchscreen controller, but I'm not going to say that it's very practical. So, I guess before I get into all of that stuff, first I will say, why the Wii U? Well, for starters, as anyone that has known and been keeping up with my updates and stuff like that, I'm actually planning to, like, come June, which is actually really quick, I'm going to be talking with someone and trying to organize, like, I'm going to be getting a monster computer, you know? Like, this one is actually going to, I'm going to have to dip into my personal funding, and I think YouTube will pay for it, but it's going to take a couple months of, like, getting paid from YouTube and stuff. So I'm just very happy to say that, yes, I am getting more than some cents now. Anyway, it took over a year, but still, I'm just so excited to see what happens in the years to come. Just as far as, like, it's like it gets me excited. Not, like, the money's good, don't get me wrong, but it gets me excited because now I have finances, or at least I'm starting to get finances, so that I can push my content to be better, you know? So it's like when I get the new computer and stuff, I'm going to bump up all my videos to HD. I'm going to be able to, like, lately you're going to see it hasn't hit with all of my series yet. But with a lot of them, I just kind of decided, like, I'm using the webcam almost exclusively for almost every series now that at least can support it. I mean, there's other games. I should totally, like, while my head is still shaved like this, I should totally record an episode or two of Hitman with the webcam. But I actually did record an episode of Hitman with the webcam, which is gonna, like, it's probably only gonna show up like a month or two down the line, and it's gonna be like, hey, he's got his hair back, which, no, it's just very old. Because, I have to record a series and episodes at a time, depending on the type of game, because if it's like, I'm getting sidetracked here. Okay, so back to topic. When I get the new computer, I'm going to be stepping up my content sporadically. Like, everything's really going to step up. The other thing, too, is just for me personally, it's really going to help me out because Boiling Action, if you're watching this, I know you're always concerned about, like, for those that don't know, like, I actually have my TV right up here. It's mounted on the wall, and it's, like, up. So I have to sit here playing games like this, which is another reason why I don't actually like using the webcam while recording console games, because then I'm sitting here like this, and it's like, do you really want to stare at the bottom of my chin the whole time? Come on. But when I get the second computer, I'm going to actually be spending money to get a second monitor. Not necessarily the same one that I'm going to use with the computer, but at least one that supports HDMI. And maybe somehow component cable. Well, actually, I don't need component cables thanks to the Elgato Capture Card HD. Oh, excuse me. But my point being that I'm actually going to change my setup and stuff. I will definitely make videos to clue all of you fine, beautiful people in on all of that. But I'm going to have a second monitor. So ideally, it's going to be bam, computer games, bam, console games, and it's not going to make that much difference as far as the webcamming goes, and I don't have to look up and crank my neck or anything like that. Another thing, too, that I'm really excited for when I do get the better computer is I'm finally going to be able to actually support the webcam while I'm live streaming, because that, I think, is just, it goes without saying that you gotta have a webcam while you're live streaming, right? And it's like, I like, my computer just can't handle it right now, just with the current software and stuff like that. Even though things are streaming through the Elgato Capture Card, it still takes way too much resources from my computer. So anyway, off topic again, but still cluing all of you in. The reason that I got a Wii U over, like, the Xbox One or the PS4 is because one is that a lot of the games nowadays, like especially Microsoft, is very adamant about putting a lot of their games on PC. So I'm going to be playing, I'm going to be able to play the majority, not all the exclusives and stuff, but they usually end up coming to PC eventually anyway. But a lot of the newer console games are going to be on PC because PC is starting to creep back and take over as far as the console market goes, especially with Steam and everything, yada, yada, yada. So the way I saw it, like, I just looked at it logically, and it's like there's going to be more Xbox One and PS4 games that are on the PC then there's going to be Nintendo games on the PC because they're such a backwards company and they don't even use the internet or anything like that, you know? So, like, it's not really released right now, but I'm really excited to see what they do if they make a Metroid Wii U game, what their next actual Mario game is going to be rather than the 3D World one. Because although I've heard nothing but fantastic things, everyone apparently loves that game and it looks beautiful and looks awesome. But I wouldn't really count that as the next, like, big Mario game, you know? And then also there's going to be another Zelda game too, right? Maybe. I don't know. Speaking of which, Wind Waker HD, I'm finally going to be able to start a series of that. I know that I did Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and they weren't the most popular series, but for me personally, they were a lot of fun, you know, because I get to mess around and do voices for all the characters and stuff like that, and it's just very comfortable for me, very fun for me, very entertaining for me to do those series. You know, Majora's Mask kind of prattled on a little bit just for me personally, but that's just because I was never as much into Majora's Mask. But Wind Waker is like one of my all-time favorite Zelda games, like straight up. And I love the cell shadedness and just, it's going to be a lot of fun. As soon as Wind Waker HD came out, I got really excited for it. And I even thought, hey, I would love to be able to do a series of that, but I didn't have a Wii U, and it didn't look like I was going to get one in the foreseeable future. But thanks to all of you, we've got one now, so that's going to be great. Also, another thing I want to touch upon here for anyone that's watching this that has a Wii U, you've probably already seen it, but just in case you haven't, Mario Kart 8 actually comes out, I think this Friday, May 30th. Is that? Anyway, May 30th. And if you buy Mario Kart 8, you actually get a free game if you, like, register that you bought the game on the Nintendo website. So out of the choices, you get to choose like Pikmin 3, Wind Waker HD, or some other game. I don't really remember. I'm not really in tune with all the Nintendo stuff. I'll learn, but you know, I'm pretty backwards as far as Nintendo info goes because, you know, I was never really that into the Wii at the time. But anyway, my point being that it's like, if you're going to get Wind Waker HD, you may as well wait for Mario Kart 8. It's going to be a promotional offer, I think, until July 30th or something like that. So, straight up, like, that's like buying a game and getting the next one for free. Even if you don't want Wind Waker, there's Pikmin 3 and some other game. I don't know. Another thing I gotta say that I'm actually very surprised about, Nintendo finally seems to be taking it to the next level. Ubisoft has actually been doing something similar for, I think, a couple years now with their Uplay. And for people that don't know what that is, so normally when you're playing 360 games and stuff like that, you get like achievement points, right? And it's like points that go towards absolutely nothing. It's completely useless, but people get addicted to it. I personally don't care because I view it as just points. But what Ubisoft started doing is they incorporated their Uplay, and you have to go and create an account on their website and stuff like that and link it with your 360 account or Xbox account or whatever. I think it works for PlayStation, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a PS3 or anything like that, and I don't plan to get one. But it's like, so you'll get the game achievements that go to your Xbox account, but then you'll also get Uplay achievements for committing certain acts within a video game, and those points can go towards, like, getting a wallpaper of the game for your dashboard, or getting new in-game content like different game modes and stuff like that. My point being that it seems like Nintendo is finally jumping on the ball with something like that by having promotional offers like buy Mario Kart 8 and get a free game out of these promotional choices. And then not to mention that, like, I was checking their website today because the Wii U has to associate itself with it, right? And it's like you do surveys and stuff like that, and you'll actually get coins which you can spend on like other games and like t-shirts and stuff like that. And I just think that it's genius. You know, that's fantastic marketing right there. Like, I've always been about some stuff like that. But anyway, that's enough Wii U stuff because I am trying to keep this shorter rather than longer. Especially because I do have to record tonight. So another thing I just want to say, 3,600 subs. I mean, we're like over that now, but seriously, man, my subscriber count is going up faster than I can keep up, and I would just say that one thing I just want to say is that I'm sorry I haven't made like a montage or a highlights reel or anything special like that. I did once, and it was a lot of work for me. And right now, like as anyone who's been watching my channel has kind of seen, like my everything's kind of going through a transformation phase and stepping up to the next level, just for me personally and for my content and everything like that, just with the multiple series and trying to have a calendar out every week to show all of you like what's the releases this week and stuff like that. Not to mention just having, excuse me, sorry about that. Went down the wrong tube. Not to mention just having multiple different series going on at a time, you know, like I started the Metroid video. I don't know if does that go up today? I don't know. I'd have to look at my calendar. See, that's the thing. I write all of this stuff down and then I forget about it. Like that is key. That's what I found out. That's how I make my workload very easy, is I write all of it down. I get it all documented and ready and stuff so that I can forget about it and get it out of the way and focus my mind on other things like recording and stuff and having high energy and everything like that. Well, I mean, high energy is just who I am, right? But just to get a point across, because it's like I just want to say to anyone, like, because I guess I never mentioned this, but my workload has actually been very, very manageable for me. You know, the last time that I actually talked about it, I was getting a little bit stressed and stuff. You know, I was really starting to like choke myself about, oh no, we gotta get it out, and you know, and all that stuff. But I'm taking, like, that's through this transitional phase, I'm taking a much more relaxed approach as far as like just, you know, not stressing myself out about stuff and making my workload just overall easier. Like you probably have noticed too, which I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. Like, it's like how I don't reply to every comment anymore. I still read them all, but you know, that eventually is not going to happen. I know that, but that'll be maybe a couple years down the line. So you go ahead and keep commenting, everybody. I'll still see them. Oh, excuse me. And I you know, and I still take feedback to whether or not, like, oh, lots of people really want to see this video, or lots of people really want to see me play this game and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I always do my best to deliver. Now, another thing I want to say about delivering is for Freaky Friday, that would be the one series that I have to complain about that is difficult for me to keep up with. It's kind of similar to why my brother Johnny Captain Napkin and I dropped the Monday Multiplayer Midnight Madness montage. For any new subscribers that would be watching this, that was like before we started doing Mario Madness Monday, where it's all Mario themed now on Monday and stuff like that. We actually would play random multiplayer games every Monday. And maybe 3 or 4 times, I think, throughout that whole series, we actually would play a game a second time, but otherwise we wouldn't. You know, and even then, some of them would be like a collage of like, oh, we're playing 3 games today, or Super Mario All-Stars, which was still one of my personal favorites. Which, when we started the Mario X series, we actually were doing like nods back to that series. I know anyone who has been around for a long enough time actually recognized that, so, you know. But it's like, just, we ended up dumping that because it was just getting too unmanageable. Like, in between everything else becoming a little bit more consistent, it got very difficult to play random games all the time, because we were starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel for, okay, we'll play this random game we've never played before, or this random game we've never played before, and we would just do it because we would be kind of on a deadline type thing. And it was like, it was getting to the point where it, you know, sometimes it would be a really crappy game, honestly. And Freaky Friday isn't at that point yet, but I can just feel it personally. Like, it's like, I do want to get to everyone's requests, I do, but a lot of them are a little bit more difficult. Like, I think it's Ben Walker. You know what? I'm just gonna double check here, because I got the other file right here. Ben Walker, yeah, that's it. He requested that I do Silent Hill 2, which I would love to do, except, you know, our PS2 is long gone, and my computer's not strong enough to handle a PS2 emulator right now. It will be, though, and then I will touch upon stuff like that. But as for right now, it's just, things are very busy for me. So, and we're trying to get, we got quite a few plans coming, like straight up. Get excited. No, but seriously, there's just, one of the things also that I want to mention that too, where, should I spoil it? I'm always horrible at keeping surprises. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I will say, like, for anyone that watches my Turok 2 Revisit series, and you know how halfway through that series I ended up putting on the proper face makeup and, like, trying to be a little bit more in character, that actually is part of the whole transformation phase that's going on right now, because I actually really want, like, as soon as I ended up doing that, I really wish, like, while I'm doing the Turok series, I wish that I had, like, even if I had, like, a wig or something that was similar to Turok's hair, or, like, like the Indian, what do you call it, like the fighting garb or whatever it's called, I don't know, but it's like, I would love to be able to, I know it's really nerdy and stuff like that, but hey, I'm a nerd and I'm a gamer, whatever. I just think it would be so cool to do a series, like, it would just feel right to do a series dressed as the game character while I'm doing the webcam stuff, So, similar to, like I said earlier, where it's like, hello, Hitman, right? But, oh man, it's cold. Seriously, it really is freezing, man. I've never had my hair shaved like this, so it's like, yeah. But anyway, So, my point, I'm trying not to ramble about too much stuff because we're already on 20 minutes here, so I am going to try and finish this up. As far as Freaky Friday is concerned, just for right now, keep the suggestions coming, because I do put them all into a text document, just like I put every suggestion into a text document. And even if it takes me a long time to get to it, I always get to it. That's the thing. Some of them may be just a less of a priority than others. That's the best way that I can put it. And, there'll be some games too where they just don't work for me, and you can't please everybody, but I'm still going to do my best to be able to deliver top quality content as far as me as a person goes and stuff like that, Now, another thing I wanted to mention too is, as far as Freaky Friday goes, I was already just talking about this, wasn't I? But anyway, I want to focus that series more, like, just for right now. I think what would be a lot more manageable for me would be doing a Let's Play series of a horror game and just having it on Friday. So, one of the most popular and talked about ones is every time I do Fear for a Freaky Friday, everyone kind of seems to enjoy it. There's not the most people ever watching it or anything like that. I don't know if it's necessarily that popular, but enough people are enjoying that series as much as I've been enjoying playing it that I think, for the time being anyway, I'm going to have that as my Freaky Friday video for a couple weeks, at least until I can get things a little bit more under control and manageable, because right now, like, everything is starting to, like, I'm going to be ordering the new computer parts and stuff really soon, so I'm going to be very busy building the new computer and setting everything up like that, so that it's a lot more convenient for me as far as just recording and living goes and stuff like that. So I'm going to be busy with that, and in the meantime, I just, keep the suggestions coming, and you may end up seeing, like, it's like, oh, we're doing Fear this week. Oh, Fear this week. Oh, now we're doing another game. Like, it's not like it's an official Let's Play series, but I guess it is at the same time, just coming out of the Freaky Friday. So what I'm kind of getting, the point that I'm trying to kind of get to is that I want to focus Freaky Friday more on a continuous Let's Play series that is horror themed on Friday, rather than just tackling random ass horror games and stuff like that. Just because, I'm not really, like, I get really into it, but I don't necessarily like horror games. I'll get into any video that I get into, and I know that it's good to tackle that as like a genre of video, because I'm not going to tackle rage games. I've thought about it before, and it's like I just, it's too stressful for me, so I couldn't do stuff like that because I'm a more laid back kind of guy, because it's like whenever I play a game that gets that hard, rather than rage, I mean, I don't rage quit. I calm quit. It's like, well, this game sucks. Click, and I move to the next one, right? Or in rare instances like Meat Boy, it's like, wow, this game is really tight and plays well, but it's not for me. So anyway, I just wanted to clue everybody in on that and just say thanks for the Wii U, everybody. Don't worry, because we're going to, we actually haven't even been able to play it, my brother and I, and we're saving it because right now, we're focused on like Mario X and Star Road and stuff like that, and we've actually got a surprise plan that's unrelated to the Wii U, but it's also related to Mario. Yes, I won't say nothing. I'm pretty excited for that one. That one's gonna be really cool. But so besides that, like we're pretty busy with stuff. So it's like we got this new console, but we can barely even play it, and we furthermore don't want to, because we want to try and save the genuine excitement from going in blind with all of you so that we can all experience it together, because that's kind of the biggest thing about just how I approach games and stuff like that. Like, it's like I can act excited and stuff just fine, but it's like I don't get nearly as like Turok 2, for example. It's like it's not as nostalgic for me as it was the first time I played it, way early on as my first Let's Play series, That said, I'm still loving that series, and I do have to try and record some tonight, but first and foremost, the priority is Fear right now. But anyway, this is already 27 minutes. Wowzers! Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting from everyone, and I share my love and support for all of you. Whether you want to do Let's Plays, whether you're getting inspired by me, or just in general want to come and have a good time, I just appreciate it. I am grateful for what I can do, and I would love, it'd be a dream come true if I could be doing this as a professional, like, actual career, and it's steadily getting there, and I guess, I'm fairly modest, I can admit that, but it's like, when it comes to following your dreams and stuff like that, I'm a big advocate of, if you just keep doing it, even if it's not the best, you just do it, because you're going to learn from experience, whether you like it or not, whether you think you are or not. And if you just keep doing it and just never give up on yourself, life has no option but to give you success. And, I'm not going to ever forget any, see, I get all emotional and stuff. I'm not going to ever forget what it was like having one view, one comment, one like, one subscriber, all of that stuff. It's like, I may forget the names and stuff like that. Sorry, because, I try my best to remember, but when it comes to it, you gotta understand, it's a little bit difficult for me to keep up. It's like trying to remember a bunch of phone numbers. I'm more of a visual guy too. It's like anyone that watches my live stream knows, it's like when I see your picture, that's how I recognize you, I still recognize the names, too, of the regulars, but then there's other people, Ghoul is a good one, for example, where he's got, the little pixel guy from the Realm of the Mad God, I think that's what it is. So it's like I associate these icons and avatars and stuff with you as a person, So it's like when people change their avatar and stuff, or even change their username, they, thankfully they've let me know, hey, this is so-and-so, and it's like, oh, okay, because I didn't know who the heck that was, right? But, I mean, I just can say nothing but thank you. I can say nothing but thanks and love and support for every single one of you. Every single one. Because, I mean, I'm already just so excited and happy that Like, I wasn't like sitting on the edge of my seat like, oh, I want to get a Wii U or anything like that. But it's just so awesome that it's actually gotten to the point where I got a Wii U. And as it stands right now, like even with the new computer coming in and stuff like that, I am going to have to dip into my own personal finances. But after a couple months, YouTube will have already paid for it. And that's just... Before I start like tearing up here, I have to call it, because we're already on half a minute here, or half an hour here. But I just want to say thanks to every single one of you. You know, you are wonderful people, and thus I can be a wonderful person for you. You know, like I've taken years to hone my skill as a person, and now I'm taking years to hone my skill of talking aloud or commentating, you know, and just you all rock, like straight up, you know. And I know that it's because of all the love and support that I have from my family, from my fiance, and from all of you, that I can be here and be doing what I'm doing. And I absolutely love it. I love commentating. I love recording, just playing games. I love cluing everybody in. I love the community that we got going on here. I love it all, straight up, and I would love to be able to do this as a solid career, because that means that I could give more to all of you rather than like having to go get some 9-to-5 crap to support doing this. You know what I'm saying? But again, I have a very loving family. You know, I'm very lucky to have them where they support everything that I do. And even right now, where I'm not making a professional living yet, but I can still dedicate all of my time to this. I think that that's going to change as when my fiance ends up moving here to Canada. Because I'll give a little bit of a backstory, just a little bit before I go here. I just want to say this here. Like, I'm in a long distance relationship. We've been together for... I don't know, it's over a year and a half. I think it's over a year and a half. My goodness. But anyway, she's in America. I'm here in Canada. So when she ends up coming over and stuff, I know it's going to be a little bit of a headache for all the immigration and stuff like that, or whatever it is. I know, right? Immigrating to Canada, but it's real. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. I got to record, like straight up. I have to get to work. So thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. I love each and every single one of you. Sayonara, and stay epic, because you already are. Okay, that's enough. Let me try and act deep. I won't even look at the TV or the screen while I press the end button.